Oh yeah, salmonella. The name is fitting, okay? This man is disgusting. Sir, you are an adult. She is a child. What is wrong with you? Why are you even here? I don't even want to get back into it. Roll the clip. Hey guys, it's Michaela, and welcome back to another Ace Attorney video. Today's Ace Attorney video is a little bit different because we will not be playing Ace Attorney the video game today. If you missed it, I recently posted the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney finale, where I completed the very first Ace Attorney game. And several of you lovely people recommended I actually do somewhat of a recap video to give you my thoughts of the game, the characters, and so on. So while I could just sit here and go through all the characters and talk about my thoughts and give you my opinions, I figured why not spice it up a little bit? We're gonna rank them. We are going to rank every single character from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the very first game. All of these characters are going to get ranked in one of the following 4 categories. And while these categories are mainly based on how much I like the character or how much I dislike the character, it also encompasses the character's character. And what I mean by that is, what type of person are they? Are they a good person? Are they absolutely atrocious? It's all going to be taken into account. So that brings me to my first category. Category number 1 is going to be pillar of the community. These characters, you really can't live without them. The game would not be the same if it was not for their bright, beautiful, shiny faces. And honestly, they're just genuinely good people. Overall, I mean, nobody's perfect, as we've seen time and time again. But overall, they are good people and pillars of the community, if you will. Now, Ace Attorney is a lawyer game where we defend people who have been accused of crimes. So going with the theme of criminal law, category number 2 is I'm gonna let you off with a warning. Maybe it's your first offense. You know, overall, you're a good person. You made a mistake. Maybe once, maybe twice. I'm gonna let you off with a warning. It's nothing to warrant actual punishment. We've had a conversation and you're good to hit the road. Category number 3, you're getting community service, okay? I can't just let you off with a slap on the wrist. You gotta give back to the community a little bit because you've taken a little bit too. These people are crossing the line of, are you still a good person? Are you? It's a little questionable. Maybe for some it's not so questionable, but either way, you gotta give something back. And then category 4, jail. Do not pass go. Whatever you are, whatever you've done, you need to be behind a cell, okay? It's giving prison, and if you ask the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney video game, it's giving death penalty. But I'm not gonna go that far, okay? I'm not trying to kill you, but you're going to jail. Like, do not pass go, go straight to jail. So those are the 4 categories we're working with. And if this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name's Michaela. I am a real life lawyer and I've spent the past several months playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the video game. We've gone through every single episode. We have looked at every single item. We have covered every single corner of that game. Or at least I tried to. My completionists know what's up. But if you haven't seen all the videos of the actual gameplay of this game where we get to know these characters in a lot more depth, be sure to check out the description box when you're done watching this video. I will have a link to the playlist where you can find all of the videos. And lastly, before we get into the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified of when I post new videos. And with that, it's time to rank these characters. Okay, got my trusty tablet here, and with me I have all of the lovely characters from the very first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. Also, happy December! I decided to dress festive today, but the only people getting presents are the pillars of our community, okay? If you're going to jail, you get coal. Also, teeny tiny disclaimer, y'all, I've been playing this game for months. My memory is not that good, so I did use some online resources to help me get these characters together. So if I'm missing any, okay, do not blame me, but definitely leave a comment down below letting me know I missed a character and I will happily give them a ranking in the comments, but I do think I have them all. So let's hope. I'm also going to try to go in order. So starting off strong with Mia Fey, our very first character, I believe, that we met in the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series. I think it might have been the victim. Again, cut me some slack on my facts, but regardless, Mia Fey was our very first influence. She was a defense attorney and Phoenix Wright, the main character's boss, and overall, she was an amazing person. Not only did Mia give Phoenix a ton of guidance while she was alive, but even after she left us on this earth, okay, even after she passed away, her sister still brought her back through the spirit world where she continued to come in clutch in the trials, okay? I mean, if that's not a pillar of the community, I truly don't know what is. Next, we have the infamous Larry Butts. When something smells, it's usually the butts. And that quote rang true throughout the entirety of the game that Larry was involved in, okay? Larry is not inherently a bad person. He's just so dumb and makes such poor decisions that he's getting community service. Like, I'm sorry, but you cannot make that many mistakes, cause that many problems, and just get away with it, okay? He's not going to jail, but he is gonna have to give back to the community. He's taken a few things. Next, we have the very short-lived Cindy Stone. And by very short-lived, she was the murder victim in the very first case. She worked as a model, and we really don't know much about her because she literally just was killed very, very early on. What we do know is she dated Larry Butts. And for that and that alone, I'm gonna let her off with a warning, but ma'am, like what were we thinking with this one? What were we thinking? We weren't thinking. That's what I thought. Because what did we see in that man? He was the first one accused in your murder, okay? He didn't do it because I was his attorney, so of course he didn't do it, but I'm just saying, listen, regardless, R.I.P., okay? Rest in peace to Cindy Stone. Next up, Winston Payne, also known as the Rookie Killer. But guess which rookie he didn't kill? This one. Yeah, that's right. Winston liked to act all big and bad until I came and pummeled him into a pulp, okay? And it was honestly just embarrassing for everyone. And for that, he doesn't quite deserve jail, but he's getting community service because why are you wasting everyone's time trying to prosecute these cases in the way that you're prosecuting them? No, absolutely not. You've taken enough away from us. You've taken our time. You got to give something back. Frank saw it. Frank. How could we forget? I think it is quite obvious where Frank is going, considering he's the one who actually did the murder in the first case. Not only did he do the murder, he witnessed Larry Butts do it and blamed it on him and testified against him when he was the killer the entire time. And to top it off, he took his toupee off and threw it at the opposing counsel. Sir, you absolutely cannot take off your toupee and thrust it at the defense attorney in the middle of your examination. I don't even know what to object to. He is going straight to jail. Do not pass go and rot. Thank you. Next up, we have my sweet little baby angel, Maya Fey. We first met Maya when she was being accused of murdering her sister. Not the best first impression, okay? But again, she was innocent. She's a spirit medium in training, and she's the one that helped Mia communicate with me from the afterworld to assist me in all of the trials, like I mentioned earlier. She also became my very first assistant and was just all around a sweet person. Like, she had her downfalls, she had her faults, but overall, she's definitely a pillar of the community. Like, we would not have survived without the help of her and her sister. Next, we have little Gummy Gums. Oh, Gumshoe. Hi, Gumshoe. I don't know where to put you because, you know, Gumshoe started off really rough. Gumshoe is a detective who works for the prosecution. So in the beginning of the time that we were first seeing him, I did not love him. He was a little bit annoying. He kept getting in the way. And overall was really just making my work and my job a lot harder. Again, how do we know it was her blood? Has anyone tested the DNA? So again, on my last video, y'all told me that the Japanese legal system's a little different. Is this how quick they investigate too? Like, sir. You've done nothing. But as time went on, we really got to see his heart and his character and his love for Edgeworth, which was a little weird. But overall, like, Gumshoe's a really sweet person. Oh man, where are we gonna put him? Here's the thing with Gumshoe. This might sound crazy, but I'm gonna let him off with a warning. And the reason for that's just very present in my recent brain, is how he helped us in that final case, Rise from the Ashes. Like, this man put his entire job on the line just to get me a piece of evidence, okay? Like, it kind of made up for all of the torment he caused earlier. And that brings us to Miles Edgeworth. Oh, Miles. Listen, Lil Edgy Edge he's on thin ice, okay? He was the prosecutor for many of the cases in the first game, and he was quite awful for a lot of it. He was known for fabricating evidence. He was known for lying. He was known for doing whatever it took to get a guilty verdict. And he had the literal world's worst mentors, which is part of the reason why he turned out to be how he was. However, when we got into the game, again, that character development, like we really got to see what happened to him in his childhood, the trauma from his father and growing up. Oh God. And at the end of the day, he did end up doing the right thing. The problem I have with Edgeworth is he took so long to get to doing the right thing, okay? Like, I mean 5 cases long, like the entire game long. Right, but who drove the car? Oh, wait. Oh my God. I didn't realize Edgeworth is the one who transported the dead body. And he didn't even know. Oh my God. So with that being said, do we put him in jail, y'all? Do we throw him in jail? Okay, listen. Honestly, you guys, this might sound crazy too. I'm gonna give Edgeworth community service. And the reason for that is because at the end of the day, Edgeworth is a classic perfectionist. And as a classic perfectionist myself, I can understand how your perfectionism can lead you into doing things that are probably not the best things in order to do the absolute best job you can at literally everything you do. It's very annoying and it causes a lot of problems, but it's not jail worthy. While we don't exactly know everything he's done, I'm sure up to this point, as it stands, we're gonna give him some community service, a lot of community service, okay? A ton of community service, but we're gonna leave him with his pal Larry and Winston for now. Oh, April May. Oh God, do I not miss you. The problem with April May, okay, no, you know what? It's not even a problem because this is a grown woman. She had the choice to make all of the decisions she made, but at the same time, working for Red White, who we'll get into later, how much of a choice did she really have? Like, she literally worked for a man who made it his sole mission in life to blackmail every single person he met. But again, she made the decision to tap the phone, she made the decision to lie under oath, and she got what was coming to her. Honestly, you guys, April May's going to jail. Especially for her little incident she pulled in court. That was so much for me. Oh my God. Are you guys seeing this? I'm sorry. This is so crazy. I don't even want to talk about it. Marvin Grossberg, another one of Red White's victims. Grossberg did a lot of shady stuff, but I felt like the whole entire time he had a guilty conscience. He felt remorse, and it's honestly a lot to get into. I don't like what he did to the Faye family. I do like all the times that he helped us. I don't like all the times he just disappeared. I don't know. He honestly wasn't so memorable to me that I'm like passionate about punishing him. So we're just gonna have to let him off with a warning. Oh, Bellboy. Bellboy was just overall annoying. Again, not super significant, but did make an appearance in one of the later cases. I really hate that he turned the hotel where April May witnessed the murder, all of that stuff. He turned the hotel, the murder scene, or one of them, into an amusement. Like, he preserved everything as it was in the hotel room and all of the evidence that was contained within there, and then charged people extra to stay in that hotel room, which I honestly, oh, it's giving jail. Yeah, I'm sorry. Because that is just so gross. Like, that's gross behavior, because why are we doing that? Now, on the low down, I can respect the hustle. But listen, people, we have a reputation to uphold. We are good members of the community, and we do not support people profiting off of people's murders. That's just bad. Red White. Do we even need to talk about this? He's obviously going to jail. He is absolutely not passing go. Okay, so now we're getting into fist fights with potential witnesses. And do you guys see the rings on his hands? Those are brass knuckles. There's no way that did not just hurt. This man has literally blackmailed people so badly that it caused them to themselves, okay? Like, I'm so sorry. Prison. Moving right into the third case, we have Mr. Will Powers. Will Powers, honestly, just, wrong place, wrong time. Guy was the Steel Samurai. People were jealous of him. They tried to frame him for murder. What can a man do? Will was betrayed by people he thought were his friends. He called upon me to help him. How thoughtful and kind. And after everything was said and done, he continued to star in roles and make people happy. And honestly, it's giving Pillar. Like, not on the same level as Mia and Maya, but he was a wonderful person. And at the end of the day, he assisted me in getting even further in my career. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Ah, yes. Wendy Old Bag. Old Bag really got the short end of the stick with her last name being Old Bag, but that does not excuse the absolute chaos she caused at all times, anytime she could, by talking a million miles an hour for hours at a time. Who was it? You tell me! Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my God. She is very mentally unstable. We need to get her some help. I really didn't love her obsession with Jack Hammer. It was kind of creepy, and literally every opportunity she had to delay my investigation, she took. So I think she's gonna have to get community service. Like, again, she did, I guess, help at various points, but she needs to be rehabilitated. She can be rehabilitated just with a little bit more human connection. Okay, next up is Jack Hammer, and oh boy, this man. So this man accidentally murders a coworker, accidentally, and instead of doing the right thing, coming forward, telling the cops what happened, claiming it was an accident, whatever, he hides it and then is blackmailed by someone he works with, who he later tries to kill, frames Will Powers for it, but then ends up getting killed himself. He's going to jail. I mean, he's in the grave, but if he wasn't in the grave, he would be in a cell. Because what is wrong with you? Why are you like that? Aw, hey, Penny. You know, Penny wasn't super significant, but I remember her being very helpful at various points. I feel like she was always just there to be nice and do what was right, or try to do what was right. And I remember her giving us that final trading card we needed to solve, I believe it was the third case. So you know what? She didn't do anything wrong. She's a pillar. Without her, we could not have gotten our boy Will Powers off. And for that, we thank her. Oh yeah. Salmonella. The name is fitting, okay? This man is disgusting. Sir, you are an adult. She is a child. What is wrong with you? Why are you even here? I don't even want to get back into it. Roll the clip. Jail. 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 You better be a child, dude, because she is a teenage girl, and I will arrest you on the spot. Do I have the authority to? No, but I still will. You're 32. Now you're definitely going to jail. He's going to jail. He's going under the jail, actually. Cody motherforkin' Hackins. Listen, I know I was not a fan of Cody Hackins during his involvement with the game. And I'm still not, but you guys, he's just a kid. He literally almost witnessed a whole murder, didn't really realize he had evidence of it, but then kind of did. I kind of remember him lying about it. He was not being very helpful, but then he was forced to be helpful. Here's where I'm at. I'm gonna let him off with the warning, and I know he might deserve worse punishment than that, but he's a child. He literally had to go through an entire trial as a witness. I'm hoping that if we let him off with a warning, he'll learn his lesson before he becomes old enough to solidify poor personality traits and bad habits. Oh, D. Vasquez, the gang member. Vasquez had ties to the mob, which she would use to eliminate people. One of those people being me. She literally tried to kill me. Really? Okay. I see her connection now. What? I'm sorry. Why are we hiring people that have ties to the mafia? Thank you, Gummy Gums, for stepping in at the last second. But I digress. She blackmailed Jack Hammer, which potentially led to his death and the entire third trial. And I mean, guys, like, I know none of this was like inherently intentional, but like, it becomes one of those things where when you make so many poor decisions in a row, intent kind of starts to form. And again, mob. So she's going to jail. And I hope that all of her mob friends go to jail with her. Lotta. Lotta was so focused on trying to capture a photo of Gordy, she accidentally caught photos of the murder and photos that helped us prove the murder. I don't love how she acted in trial. Okay, this woman was lying left and right. But she did eventually have a turnaround. She had a come to Jesus moment, okay, and she did end up helping us out. So she's young. She had decent intentions. I'm gonna let her off with the warning. I'm feeling a little nice now, and I like her afro. Robert Hammond. Hammond was yet another defense attorney whose motive was to win at any cost. But the man was murdered, you guys. I'm gonna let him off with the warning. Like, I don't know if he was a good person. We really didn't get to know him that well, but based on the fact that he probably used less than stellar tactics to win trials, we can't give him pillar. He wasn't around long enough to become a really good person in the series, but he didn't necessarily do anything inherently terrible that I remember, at least, so warning he gets. Misty Faye, Queen Misty. Listen, she was the spirit medium, okay? To the point where the police had used her to try to recall information from the afterlife to help them with a present investigation. She birthed Mia and Maya, two angels. I mean, she's a pillar, you guys. Like, I don't know if it's looking a little biased at the top right now with all the Faye family members, but again, we don't know enough about her in this particular game yet. Considering nobody confirmed she died, she's just missing, I feel like we're gonna get to know her a little bit better maybe in the future. But as of right now, she is the pillar we all need. Gregory Edgeworth. Okay, this is gonna sound a bit strange, but obviously, had it not been for Gregory, we wouldn't have Miles. Which you might think is a good thing, but Gregory was the opposite of Miles, kind of. Like, he was a defense attorney. He tried to fight for what was right. And he gave us a very key and important character in the game. Honestly, y'all, I hate to say it, Gregory's giving pillar, okay? It's giving pillar, because anyone who is an enemy of Manfred von Karma is a friend of mine. Speak of the devil, we don't need to talk about this, you guys. He's going to jail. Oh my God. Everything is so messed up in this world. Why is it like this? Why is the prosecutor writing instructional notes on how to frame somebody for murder so he can try the defendant that he knows didn't do it? This man is literally the epitome of the reason why the legal system had to create rules for lawyers to follow that pertain to ethics, okay? He invented the ethics rules because somebody had to do something about him. He's terrible. He made Edgeworth terrible. I hate his face, and he's going to jail. Ah, yes. Caretaker, also known as Yanni Yogi. Court bailiff. Memory loss. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is Yanni Yogi caretaker? I will literally never forget the moment that man completely changed his face in the middle of the trial. That was the creepiest thing I think I've ever seen. He fake pled guilty to get out of a murder charge, and this man literally killed somebody. Like, he's going to jail. I think that was obvious. I mean, again, he's not on Manfred von Karma's level, but you don't get to hold a grudge for over a decade and then use it to cause a murder. Like, you don't get to do that. Who is giving these people the law of the land? Because they're being grossly misinformed. Ah, yes, Polly. You know what, you guys? Polly is a freaking pillar. I don't even want to talk about it because Queen, a parrot who testified and helped and arguably is the reason we were able to find who did the murder. I mean, come on, you guys. Like, she literally is out here working harder than any of us. Okay? Like, all of us combined. Emma! Miss Emma Sky, scientifically speaking. Emma is a sweet little bebe who lost her parents in a car crash and was left with her older sister, who did spend a lot of the time that we knew her trying to protect Emma, but poor Emma was suffering the entire time. Her sister was lying. She knew she didn't do it. It was a lot. You guys had to be there. But Emma is a pillar. She is just a young girl with her entire life ahead of her, and that girl is smart. A little bit annoying at times, but she is a child, but she helped us so much, and she replaced sweet little Maya Faye when Maya went off to do bigger things and Emma became my assistant. So she's obviously gonna have to be a pillar, you guys. Now on the flip side, we have her sister, Lana Sky, who again had the best of intentions, but Lana, I don't know about Lana. Did you heard it stabbing the victim by chance? What? What do you mean? Stabbed who? Who'd you stab? Who did you stab? What? Bro, why am I here? Like, Lana spent the entire time we knew her trying to protect Emma, but in doing so, she committed several crimes, specifically surrounding forging evidence. She worked for Gant, which again, we'll get into. Gant. Guys, still too soon, okay? I'm still not over that. But she kind of had a choice. Like, I know she didn't have a choice, but she kind of did. I don't know. Where am I gonna... You know what? Lana's gonna have to get community service because I don't think she needs to go to jail, but she certainly can't just be let go with the slap on the wrist. Like, she did quite a bit, but again, has the ability to be rehabbed and can spend some time giving back to the community instead. Angel freaking Star. I did not like her character. Her lunchboxes were like, I guess creative, but also kind of annoying. This woman dated every single man in the prosecutor's office, it seems like, which I'm not even mad at, but just like, it caused so much trouble. Honestly, I just really don't like her attitude. Like, I don't like how like full of it she was. Like, she thought she was hot-ish. Girl, you cannot keep pulling evidence out of your butt. Oh my God. How did you get this? Okay. Can somebody search her for other photographs of the dead person? And honestly, even though she didn't necessarily do anything to rise to the level of a lot of these other people, she's getting community service because she needs to be humbled. I want to see her on the side of the road picking up some trash. Maybe that will help her form a little bit more of a humble personality. Jake Marshall, speaking of humble personalities, his character was another one I just really did not like. Like, this man makes Texas look very different than my experience with Texas has been, because I love Texas. But his brother was killed and he spent a lot of his time trying to truly figure out the source of why that happened and who really did it. And you gotta respect that. However, this man is an alcoholic, which, listen, I'm not judging, but like, we gotta get that under control, Jakey Jake. I'm gonna give him community service. And you might be wondering, well, how is that gonna help him not be an alcoholic? I don't know, but something has to happen. This man can't get a warning or he's not gonna change his ways. He also needs therapy, okay? If your sibling gets killed and you become an alcoholic, that's valid, but you still need therapy. Also, yes, I did see him while I was in Texas this past week. He told me to tell you guys hi. Bruce Goodman. So he was our victim in the final case. And once again, we did not have him around long enough to really get to know him in detail. But you know what? Here's what I will say about Goodman. Jake came to him, voiced his genuine concerns over his brother's death and how the convicted killer was not who did it, at least according to Jake Marshall. And Goodman said, you know what? Yeah, we should reopen that case. We should do what's right. And he risked his life, unbeknownst to him, to trust Gant into communicating with Gant and telling him, hey, we should reopen this. Can you take me to the evidence room? Let's go together, yada, 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 where he was murdered. Like, guy was murdered trying to help a friend. And for that, he's gonna be a pillar, okay? Again, doesn't rise to the level of a Faye or a Sky, but he died doing something good and he didn't even realize the impact it would have. So we appreciate him. Thank you for your service, Bruce Goodman. Oh God. Damon Gant. I loved him in the beginning. He was up there for like one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise until we learned he murdered 2 people and tried to blame everyone else for it, abused his power to the fullest extent I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot considering Red White was in this game as well. Like, he's overall just the absolute scum of the earth. Like, Mans is going to jail, prison, and getting the death penalty. And I don't even care. Okay. Like, I'm not going to be doing it, but somebody going to be doing it. 2 murders? Blamed everybody? You did 2 murder? No. Sorry, Gant. You're gone. On the flip side, we have Officer Meekins. Oh, Officer Meekins. He had good intentions, but he is so painfully annoying. Like, that freaking megaphone, you guys, come on. Oh my God. You guys. I freaking knew it. I freaking knew this sketchy freaking cop is the one who committed the murder. I freaking knew it. And listen, it's not proven yet, but just wait. Just wait. But he was accused of a murder he didn't commit. He just also wasn't very bright. But listen, he did come through with his involvement with the Blue Badger and moving that and all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, I don't think he's a bad person. I just don't think he's very smart. Regardless, we're gonna let him off with a warning. He's a hard worker, as much as he can be, and maybe he will work himself into some brain cells one day if we allow him the opportunity. Next, we have Joe Dark. I mean, the guy's a serial killer. We didn't really learn a ton about him, and he didn't do the murder we thought he did, but he did several others. He got into a car accident and then killed every single person that witnessed it. I mean, do I even need to say more? Next, we have Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall was Jake Marshall's brother and one of the victims from SL9, and once again, was not around long enough for us to really get to know. But he did win King of Prosecutors, and he was questioning Joe Dark on the day that he escaped. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just not, in my gut, it's not telling me Pillar. So I think we're gonna have to let him off with a warning. Like, again, I don't know everything he did, but I will say having a brother like Jake Marshall, I mean, listen, I know you can't control your siblings, but regardless of what y'all say, how your siblings act does impact people's opinions of you. And if Jake Marshall's getting community service, well then listen, Neil Marshall can get a warning. And then last but certainly not least, we have Udgy. Listen, you guys, the judge and I have had a very rocky relationship. In the beginning of the game, this man was one of the most incompetent humans I have ever seen. And honestly, that lasted a little bit longer than I would have liked. But toward the end of the game, he randomly just gained the ability to be a normal human and act like he was, I don't know, a judge in charge of people's lives. And we appreciated that. We appreciated the character growth and the judge blossoming into a judge that I would be proud to try a case in front of any day. But he's still not our Pillar. I'm sorry, y'all. He's gonna have to do a little bit more to undo all of the craziness that he caused in the beginning to be a Pillar, but I will let him off with the warning. That we can do. And with that, I think that's all the characters from the very first game, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Again, if I missed anybody, let me know, but regardless, thank you guys for being here throughout me playing the actual game. Again, whether you came in at the very first episode or you're just now joining me, thank you so much for being here. Definitely subscribe and stick around. And I will see you guys in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Goodbye and go thrive.